What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Infamous Project. We got a truck and a trailer here down in Texas today because we got something super special. Not that Suburban, but it's pretty cool. I'm sure if Dale was here, he'd love to see that. But I was cruising along the other day coming to pick up Charles's truck from the shop, and this is what I saw on the compound here. So managed to score a deal on it with the owner. Car super clean, comes with a boatload of parts, so we're here to pick this thing up and get it home, and then from there I'll go through everything in details for you guys, because this is quite the story, and I actually have another story that I want to share with you guys once I get this thing home. It'll all tie everything together. All I can say is I'm super excited. I've always wanted one of these cars. It's a 65 Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. You want to go for a ride? Step into this vehicle.
How hot is it in there?
It's not too bad, actually.
That's actually pretty fucking clean.
I know, like there's a little bit in the floorboards, but like nothing crazy.
Boom.
Boom.
Wait, it's gonna pop. No?
Oh man, it's good. She opens and closes.
Yeah.
Does what it's supposed to do. So here's a dent here.
Is that AC? Is that what these vents are?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking air.
Yeah, man, she's luxury. This is a Lincoln, man. See this dent here though? But I think this could like...
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Just put a suction cup on that. Like, look at all the stuff we could get in the trunk.
Road trip. Oh, look, they were doing some bracket painting.
It's actually a cool design.
Oh, how about the chain paint?
Yeah.
A little bit of compound, you'll be good.
Yeah, it'll buff right out.
Oh, gas. Here you are, sir. El Presidente. Step into your ride for this evening. Electric windows?
Yeah.
No shit.
Making luxury, man. Yep. Wonder what the bolt pattern is. All right, man, good luck. 1986, March, my birthday. Sweet.
Row your boat.
All right, guys, here we are back at the shop. It is the next day, and yesterday we did manage to get the 65 Lincoln Continental dropped off at the shop here. Just wheeled it off the trailer. I wish I had the GoPro set up because, well, I ended up almost into that fire pit. There was so much momentum off that trailer, and then off the little slope of the driveway there. I was going for a ride, and needless to say, there's no brakes in this thing. So here we are though, and figured since I'm taking a break on working on one of the Fox bodies, I'd go over this car. I haven't really gone through it that much other than what I could see when it was parked in that compound over at the shop that I bought it from. And man, I gotta tell you guys, I have always wanted one of these cars, and for one simple reason, and that is this one right here. How cool is that? Suicide doors. And man, so before we get into this car, I want to share with you guys a story. I was almost going to do a video on it. I held off, kind of bit my tongue because I was so sour about it. So it was probably back in April, so a few months ago. A friend of mine back in Canada sent me a link on Marketplace to, I believe it was a 62 black, I don't know what color the interior was, but Lincoln Continental. So same car, just 3 years older. And it was a runner, and whoever was selling it, I called him right away when he posted it. Like, everybody knows, if you know me, then you know that I've wanted one of these cars for a long time. So needless to say, I had like 3 or 4 of my friends, like as soon as they saw the car come up, they shot me messages. I called the guy right away. He knew nothing about the car. He was like, oh man, we bought an estate and you know, the car came with it. We brought it here in the fall. It drove off the trailer, and it was a running car. That's all he could tell me. The price, 3,500 Canadian. So cheap, provided as long as the car was solid. Now, the one obvious thing about that car is that this driver's side door, like, it was smashed in. I think smashed in so bad, I think this mirror might have been missing. The glass was there, but the door definitely would have needed a new skin, or a lot of work. So I told him, I said, when can I come, you know, see the car / get the car? And he said, we open at 9 a.m. I said, no problem. I will call you when I'm on my way, first thing in the morning. And, you know, can I give you a deposit for the car? He's like, no, we don't deal with any online transfers or any of that type of stuff. So the car was maybe about an hour and 20 minutes away from me. So I'm like, all right, man, you sure we're good? He's like, yeah, man, don't worry. He's like, call me in the morning. We'll get it sorted out. So what do? I get on the road. I call him right at 9 o'clock. Said, you know, I'm on my way. And he's like, oh, hold on. Somebody's loading it on the trailer right now. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought we had a deal. He said, oh, well, this guy, he drove all the way from a further city. Apparently he left at like 3 in the morning to get there. And I said, man, I was willing to pay you last night. You know, if I knew you would have potentially sold the car, I would have driven up to you and at least given you the money. And he's like, oh man, you know, I don't know what to tell you. This guy's taking it. So I was pissed. And I was like, man, if somebody else calls you and offers you or says they're going to come and get it, why wouldn't you call me back? You had my details. And he's like, well, you know, it's just sort of first come, first serve. I'm like, I asked you yesterday. I was willing to come last night. Anyways, needless to say, I was pissed off. You know, we all lose out on deals. I've lost out on a couple in the past year. And I got to say, I'm really sick of people that are not good for their word. Going back to the Lincoln deal, so I missed out and I was pissed. And that was one of the cars missing out on that really just rubbed me the wrong way. I felt like I wasn't sleeping right at night for a while. And I'm sure we've all been there, right? So I just kind of took a deep breath and I'm like, it'll come around. I missed out on that one. It's all for good reason. Don't know what the reason is, but hopefully I'll find out one day. And brings us to this car. Complete random find in a better location, because better to find this car down here than it is for one up north. So all I can tell myself is that the one that I missed out on up north, I hope karma gets the seller. And I'm just going to tell myself it was probably really rusty. That door needed a whole bunch of work. It might have been a driving car, but it probably needed a lot and I would have had to tear it down completely. So the moral of the story is, if you have an opportunity to act on a deal or act on a car that you want, act on it right away. And the other thing I just want to say is that anybody who stays true to their word out there and who is selling something and makes a deal, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person through a handshake, whatever it is, if you stick to your word and you close that deal, hats off to you guys, because it seems like we're growing fewer and farther in between. And having done business in a lot of different countries, I gotta say, down here in the South, I seem to not have those problems as much as I do north of that border. Just putting that out there. So going back to this car, and full example, we made the deal when I saw the car. Obviously I didn't have a trailer or the means to do it. We shook hands on it, we were good. I think his wife was a little upset because she really wanted to see this car done, but he stuck to his word, and here's the car. So now that I got that off my chest and shared that story with you guys, let's take a look at this 65 Lincoln Continental. So first glance, it kind of looks like the car might have been silver. Gonna say that's the most consistent color that we can see everywhere on the insides of the doors and everywhere else. The body of this thing actually is really nice and fairly straight overall. There's a big dent back here, which I'm thinking some paintless dent removal. PDR can hopefully get that out, but you know, there's a couple little dents down on the bottom there, but man, it's really not bad. Like, there's still going to be hours and hours and hours and days of block sanding, but it's really not bad. You know, the trunk is all in good shape here. Just got to remember. Whew, there we go. Charles told me the trick. You just got to like finger the hole a little bit. So here's our trunk. We got a little bit of rust, you know, surface rust and a little bit of scale there, but ultimately not too bad. We got some rot here, which I'm not surprised. You know, all these channels all filled up with gunk and debris and God knows what. Same thing on this side. Down in the rear, probably where the water leaked down and collected, we got a little bit of rust there. Same thing on this side. But other than that, things are looking pretty solid in here. If we lift this guy up, like that's oh, even got like a snail. It's looking pretty solid. Some of the interior trim is here. So it came with all of its interior, which is red, and all of the chrome is on the car. This bumper cover, there's bumper bracket here, is rotted out. So you have to see about replacing this or fixing it. But everything else is there. This whole driver's side is actually in real nice shape. There's a bit of a dent on the bottom side of that driver's side or front driver's side door handle, but man, like, it's all here. All the trim is here. All the trim looks reasonably good. I am missing a driver's side window here, as you can see, and we have a lovely hole in the windshield, but minor detail, I guess we would say. Everything else is here. Dash is here. Odometer reads 49,010. So the seats were all redone. The guy that I got it from said that he did a little deal with somebody that he did some work for, and he reupholstered the seats. They got Continental embroidered in the top as opposed to the Lincoln logo. So these seats are just kind of sitting in here. But just to so we just want to take a look at the floor here. A little bit of a hole there, but man, for the age, you know, everything in this area is nice and clean. Doorposts are nice and clean. All the trim, all the interior, like everything that belongs with this car came with it. And it came with a title. So getting a title to your car is always you an important aspect. Can, hood release even works. There you go. Hood looks good. Here's our engine bay. So the car did come with the motor and transmission as well. Apparently the motor was rebuilt. Everything is out of the car, as you can see. But that's okay, because it'll be a great opportunity to pressure wash and clean all of this out and see how it looks. In fact, I borrowed Charles' pressure washer, so I'm gonna be able to do that. Hell, might even do it right now while I got the car out here. And can probably go ahead, we'll get these door panels out, you know, vacuum some of the inside, try and get this as cleaned up as much as possible, because I would like to get it inside the shop. I don't want it sitting outside more than it needs to be. Actually, take a look here. Could have been that teal color. There was like a almost Tiffany blue-ish color back in the day on these cars, I think. But here we go, guys. I don't know how well you guys can see the underside here, but it is very, very, very clean. The underside of this thing is super clean. The overall body on it is super clean. So I really couldn't have asked for more in terms of, you know, the 60s Lincoln. So let's go ahead. We'll get the pressure washer fired up here and pressure wash out that bay a little bit, get things cleaned up a little. And that's kind of the overview of this 65 Lincoln.